Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today I'm at Six Flags over Georgia for the first time. This park looks pretty cool. There's quite a few good rides. Twisted Cyclone, you got Goliath over there. And it has a lot less garbage than something like Canada's Wonderland, so pretty excited. And yeah, first Twisted Cyclone probably. Okay, just got off of the RMC Hybrid Twisted Cyclone. It was good. The middle row, which is where I sat the first time, was fine, but the back row was a lot better. The first drop is one of the better on an RMC. The inversions don't do much. 0G roll's fine, but that like Cobra roll thing over there, that doesn't do much. Wave turns elite. The airtime hills are decent. I really like the second one that dives under the structure, especially in the back. Very short is the biggest issue with this ride. The ride duration is like 45 seconds, and I feel like it could do a bit more, but it's still very solid, probably top 15, top 20. So yeah, very good ride. On to Daredevil dive, probably. Okay, so the Triple D Guy Fieri roller coaster was not particularly great. It had a bit of a bump to it. I wouldn't say a rattle. It was overall decently smooth, but the pace felt slow. There was only like 2 inversions, and the only good one was this one the car's about to go through, the hang time, like heartline roll thing. That was pretty alright. Got stapled. It just didn't do much. It wasn't actively bad, but not worth the longest lines in the park usually, but glad I got that out of the way. Okay. Goliath, man. Goliath is so close to being great. The second half is so good. Like, even better than Nitro is my favorite B&M Hyper. The Helix is really strong. I grayed out both times I rode it. The back half airtime hills are small, and they give quite a lot of floater, if not even ejector. But that first half has a rattle and is mild floater. Just everything before the Helix is just so mediocre, but then everything after the Helix is just so good. So I don't know what to think of this ride. It's probably my second favorite B&M Hyper besides Nitro, but you were so close to being elite, Goliath. Just if they can fix up that rattle in the first half, this ride's great. Okay, I've heard the back clone at Over Georgia runs faster than the rest of them. I didn't exactly believe that. No, this absolutely does. This ride's bonkers. I grayed out like twice on it. Head was spinning by the end. It runs a bit rougher than the one at Great Adventure, which is the only other back clone I've done. But yeah, no, this ride runs really well, and yeah, I don't know why the rest don't, but this ride's actually really good. I liked Riddler Mindbender. I mean, it's not hard to see how this ride was better before. I mean, the airtime was there, but there wasn't a ton of it. The loops gave some G-forces, but not a ton. But it was an overall fun ride. I have no major issues with it outside of that awful pothole at the bottom of like the curving loop Helix thing. That was pretty bad. But besides that, this is a very overall good ride. It's just I can only imagine how the original Mindbender would have been a lot better. Woohoo, Skyline Attractions moment. It's Kid Flash Cosmic Coaster. I rode the red side because I'm not waiting in the line to ride both sides. Not happening. Anyways, the entire coaster just kind of had a weird buzz to it. It wasn't a rattle, but it was pretty annoying and noticeable throughout. There was a bit of airtime. It wasn't awful, but the operations aren't great, probably because Skyline Attractions, and you know, I'm just gonna blame everything in my life on Skyline Attractions. This manufacturer is quite interesting, but it wasn't awful, so it's probably their best model yet. Fine art. I don't think you need me to tell you this, but Monster Mansion is the best ride in the park. Maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but this is genuinely a super cool dark ride, especially for a Six Flags park. I'm not sure how it was during like the Monster Plantation days, but there was a lot of animatronics and there's plenty of kinetic energy in each scene. There was some clear Splash Mountain influence, but that's fine since that's a great ride too. And yeah, I would have been terrified of this ride as a kid, but you know, scaring them kids, that's a good thing. But yeah, no, genuinely could not recommend this ride enough when you're here. Really great dark ride. Joker's Funhouse coaster was actually like good. Morgan, you did it again. Oh wait, this is more Chance than Morgan, but still, you know, whatever. I love the coaster manufacturer Morgan. Anyways, this ride actually was like good. It used the terrain. It like went through tunnels. There weren't many G-forces, but it was glass smooth. Genuinely a great kiddie. I wouldn't even call it a kiddie coaster. Maybe like a lower tier family coaster. That's like better than Nickelodeon Slime Streak. Like, come on. When I knew I was going to this park a few months ago, I was hoping Georgia Surfer would open. There are many construction people, and there's very little constructed outside of just the base track. Also a construction update. They're moving dirt, that's for sure. I don't know actually what they're doing, but great job, Six Flags. Coming this summer, more like coming next year probably. I don't know. So Superman Ultimate Flight at Over Georgia is definitely better than the one at Great Adventure, just because it's the original and it just blends in with the terrain better. It's just an overall stronger ride. But the worst part about this is that some person brought their phone out on the lift hill, causing it to be e-stopped for 15 minutes, and they were escorted out of the park. Quick public announcement: never bring your phones on rides, and especially never bring them out. It's very dangerous and is annoying. Scream Machine was pretty good. Like, I've heard like in 2019, especially once they started getting like the Georgia Cyclone cars, that this ride became horrid. But right now, after the retrack, it was pretty good. There's definitely a notable like wooden coaster rattle, but you get that on a lot of classic wooden coasters. There's some decent airtime, especially towards like the back half of hills there. Bit of roughness in the first half, but overall pretty sufferable and a solid enough wooden coaster. Blue Hawk broke when I was the next in line. Very fun. I love when rides break. But there's a whole lot many worse rides than Blue Hawk to break down. This is a mediocre to even bad Vekoma Looper thing. I don't know. This mine train that I have no idea how to pronounce was atrocious. The transitions after the first left hill were awful. The helix was fine, but well, what am I supposed to say about that? The final drop and final turn, awful. Everything about this ride is terrible. Worst mine train I've been on. Arguably in my top 10 least favorite coasters I've been on. Wow, this VIP lounge floor looks a lot better than Hershey's. I love Hershey. Walking past it for a second time, Twisted Cyclone is now broken. Woohoo! Not that I was gonna rewrite it probably because the line would be bad, but it's been down for a while. Well, I've confirmed there's no good stand-ups. Scorcher wasn't good either. It's the least bad of the 3 stand-ups I've been on, being the other 2 being Green Lantern and Vortex. But it's still rough. It's still uncomfortable. It's still an uncomfortable seating position. And there was pretty much no redeeming factor outside of like one intense element towards the beginning. Like, no, none of these stand-ups are good. I doubt the Riddler at Magic Mountain's any different. Thank you for watching this video at Six Flags Over Georgia. I got on pretty much everything I wanted to. Blue Hawk was closed, but oh no, I'm so sad about that. But yeah, overall this park's pretty good. There's no really bad rides outside of the mine train. Twisted Cyclone and Goliath are borderline top 25-ish. They're both around the same, but I prefer Twisted Cyclone. Some solid other rides like Mindbender. The Batman clone here is really good. And yeah, I generally enjoy this park. Could be a bit more shade in some areas. It's pretty hot today, but generally, if you're in the Atlanta area and haven't been to this park and are watching this video, which is pretty much nobody, but whatever, decent park, I recommend going here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Oh yeah, and Monster Mansion, I forgot to mention that. That ride's sick.